commissioners be nice. Okay, special announcements, recognitions.
Think we have any, sir?
See none. Approval of previous meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, those are passed. Pass those down. That moves us into departmental business and reports. Planning Commission.
Hello, everyone. Wow,
Hello.
we're going live, right?
You don't look like Greg.
I was going to say, I am not Greg Sheeline. I am Jessica Calderon, and I'm representing Mr. Sheeline today. He could not be here. So the first thing, and I really don't know exactly how he does it, but I pretty much know the process. It's a rezoning petition for property located at 3220 South, 500 West, ordinance number 2025-BCCO-15. And it's a rezoning from agricultural to rural residential.
Is it a one-lot subdivision?
Correct. I was about to get to
Okay.
that case right after that
Okay.
one. Yes.
Any other questions or comments?
Was there any remonstrance on it or
No.
anything? Okay.
These have been through the planning. Commission. No other questions or comments?
I'll make the motion for ordinance 2025 BCCO 15.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay.
That
So-
one is passed.
Okay, thank you. So in conjunction with that, it's a one-lot subdivision for Axel Acres at 3220 South, 500 West.
We're just trying to struggle with all this paperwork up here. Bear with us. Questions or comments? No?
Yes, sir.
I hear a motion.
Motion to accept.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
So 2025 BCCO-16 is approved.
Okay,
Okay? We'll work on getting all these signed here, so.
okay. The next one is also a rezoning for property located at 249 North, 700 West, ordinance number 2025-BCCO-16. This is rezoning from agricultural to rural residential as well.
Questions or comments?
Make that motion for ordinance 2025 BCCO 16.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That one is passed.
You? Okay, similar to the previous case, the next is a one-lot subdivision for Willis Homestead Estate subdivision, case 3-CP-25, at the same property located at 249 North, 700 West.
Got it here somewhere.
Is it
What was the number on that?
right there, maybe?
It's
Case 3-CP-25. Yeah, you should have the plat.
Okay. Questions or comments?
accept.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That is passed.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, that brings up our sheriff's department.
Good afternoon. Here by proxy in lieu of Sheriff Asher. He couldn't be with us today, so he asked me to go ahead and present this. We are in need of a new transport van and a insert. We have 3 vans. One of them is it's a 3,500 Chevy Express van that's up to about 160,000 miles on it. So, I mean, it's standard maintenance so far. It's just getting up there on the mileage. We have the funds in the misdemeanor grant account to go ahead and purchase a van, have our current insert for that van placed in the new one whenever that time comes. So we're just seeking approval to make the purchases to make that happen. Were you guys provided the estimate, the cost of everything? If not, I have everything here. I've got a further breakdown of funds.
So understand
if
this
needed.
is out of a grant?
Huh?
You're paying for this out of a grant?
Jessica may have to help me on this, but it's misdemeanor grant funds, so it's funds that are awarded from the state each year, and that just accumulates over time. So right now, we have more than enough to cover the cost of these two, of the van and the insert itself.
The van itself is 49,069,
Correct.
and the upgrade was 20,343.60.
That's correct.
And that's out of a grant, Jessica? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Any other questions or comments for the major?
Nope. Make the motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of this van. All in favor?
Aye.
Purchase is approved, Major.
Thanks, sir.
That brings us up to new business. We have Dr. Caldwell here for County.
Hello?
Welcome to our meeting.
Thank you. Good
Nice to
evening,
see you again.
Commissioners. It's good to see you, too. So, memory serves me correct, I wasn't here too long ago, but basic update in calendar year '24, we served over 1,200 Howard County residents, providing over 46,000 mental health and substance use services, the most of those being mental health services. 75% of those people are on public health insurance, so Medicaid, HIP, or Medicare. Most people make their way to 4C via self-referral, about 61%. The remainder come from school, healthcare, other community organizations, and criminal justice, DCS referrals. What I'm really here to talk about, though, is that we have a homeless street outreach program. And so part of that is we have a federal grant, and then we're lucky enough to receive opioid funding through Howard County for calendar year 25 to support an additional street outreach team. So I'm actually going to introduce you to Alana Lease, who is the director of our adult intensive services, and a part of her role is overseeing our street outreach program. So she's going to talk a little bit about that, and then some of the other programs that she oversees here that are interconnected with street outreach. So Alana, please.
Yeah, so as Carrie mentioned, I'm Alana Lease. I'm the Director of Adult Intensive and Residential Services. And this year, I have the pleasure to kickstart our GBHI grant, which is Grants Benefiting Homeless Individuals. So I first want to just extend my gratitude for the additional funds, right? I think that the data that I have for you today just shows really the extent that we were able to already serve our community in Howard. So to date, we have served 123 homeless individuals and enrolled them in our program. And that number makes up 75% of the individuals that we've served already across the board. So the grant covers Cass, Miami, and Howard. And total, of those folks that we've served, 75% of that is in Howard County. So 59 individuals have been referred to services, and 7% have been enrolled so far. And I'm going to speak to that data a little bit in just a minute. But 21 housing assessments have been completed, and of that, 66% identified being street homeless for more than 30 days. So that number is significant, just really speaking to the number of individuals in Howard County that really are unhoused and living on the streets. We have distributed 68 survival backpacks for just kind of, temporary shelter, immediate needs, things like that. And then 4% of the total individuals in Howard County have been housed in the first 6 months of the grant. So our recent initiative that we've started and kind of implemented is, so we have iPads now. Our street outreach teams have iPads, and they're able to complete every assessment for the grant and then to enroll them in services at 4C Health right where they're at. Right, so we'll take down that barrier. They don't have to come into the office or, wait in line or things like that, right? I can meet someone right where they are, enroll them in the grant, get them those emergency supplies, and enroll them in services. So, two other programs kind of that are interconnected with the grant would be our ACT teams, or Assertive Community Treatment. That's case management for adults, and then our peer recovery department. So once we enroll someone in the grant and then enroll someone in services, even without coming to the office, we can have those services start in the community as well. So feasibly, someone would never even have to set foot in our office, and they can get all the services and resources that they're needing and wanting. So that's been a huge kind of just barrier that we've taken down, and we have already seen, more individuals enroll in services since that implementation just in the last 30 days. So we do look for that to increase. We have services in Sergeant's Place, which is our public supportive housing. So we have services there, and our street outreach teams frequent that location, very, very often. We have a recovery housing coordinator who is interconnected to those teams as well. And then really looking forward to the expansion of the Kokomo Rescue Mission. So working with them, because that'll be, tremendous. Their bed capacities, nearly going to double. The men with children's beds is just fantastic. So, again, I just want to extend my gratitude and, the data, the numbers, of individuals that were just really helping in Howard County speak for themselves. So thank you. And are there any questions? Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you, Carrie. So HUD is currently on a freeze. So we are having our individuals, you can still fill out the application online at the local Area 5 website. So we are assisting our folks in filling out that application and then really kind of tightening that application to, be the most marketable candidate for when those HUD vouchers reopen, and then working with local landlords or things like that. And, we've seen kind of just a tremendous uptick when we have that landlord communication saying, hey, we're working with these folks, right? We're going to make sure that we're by their side every step of the way, and that they're not just, we're not just housing them and throwing our hands up, right? We're alongside them every step with, our ACT teams or peer services, outpatient therapy, all of those things.
What's the most common reason that they're homeless?
The most common reason that I see and that I consistently hear is that they can't afford rent, that they're saving money to try to find somewhere. So with the grant, we have recovery housing vouchers, which would cover somewhere like Sergeant Place, but the vast majority of individuals that we interface with are single, and the current openings at, for example, Sergeant's Place are for families. So like couples or men with children, women with children, and when we see, those single individuals, that they don't qualify for that. So when we look at like market rate rent and things like that, those individuals just can't make ends meet with the jobs that they may be qualified for, that they're able to obtain. So that's the biggest reason that we see.
Or do you have any idea how many of these people have been incarcerated before?
I don't, but I could actually get you that statistic, because we do see a relatively high amount. We just see those pieces connected, right? The incarceration rate, and then the, unable to get a job or unable to obtain an address, and then, they're maybe not in compliance for their release, things like that, yeah.
And what about substance abuse connected?
Yeah, so over 50% of our individuals that we're serving in Howard County identify at least some sort of past or present substance abuse issue. And so we're able to, that's where our peer recovery department comes in. So like I said, without even having to step foot in the office, we can, assist them with that resource and have a peer, work with them daily if, needed.
Are you able to help everybody that you come in contact with?
So that's such a great question. So, we help everybody that is willing to receive the help. And this is a very transient population. It's hard to build rapport with them. It takes time. They're not easily trusting. So what we do and what we're actually able to do because of the additional funds is reach out to every individual that we've enrolled in the grant at least weekly. So even if they're not willing to receive treatment right now, we're still reaching out to them and offering and reminding them, and we do see that trust bill, and we do enroll,
You
you
help the
know,
majority of them,
Yeah.
so you're telling me, okay, good.
yeah.
So what happens when the money runs out after the year?
Well, the teams, I can speak to that. We'll still have the teams. We're
You
gonna
come
be.
up to the
Oh,
mic.
sure, so you can get it on live. So it's on record. So after the year, Commissioner Lipinski, we'll be able to maintain that. I mean, that was really, from our perspective, the seed money to jumpstart this. Street outreach has been such a huge success, both in Howard County, in Miami County, and Cass County, that we don't see ourselves. I mean, it's kind of like our mobile teams. We had some initial grant funding to get us started, and we figured out how to continue those things. The GBHI grant, the part of this that is federal, what we will look at is are there funds still within that grant that we can maybe start to reallocate in ways to help us? And we still have, I think, another year, 4 years, another
It's a
4
5.
years with the federal grant. So we're going to be A-okay from that perspective. So, we are definitely in it for the long haul, and we really want to see the homeless services, supportive service line remain with 4C, period.
Thank you.
What our audience may not realize is that the commissioners took our opioid dollars and we put money towards this program. We kind of matched what you guys were doing.
Yes.
And because this is such a worthwhile program that you do, and the amount of people that you are serving, and the impact that it has, especially, I love what you said when you say, we are meeting people where they're at, because that's so important with our homeless population, is meeting them where they're at. So we appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Well, she's got great teams. We've got great people working this particular grant for all of our counties, and I have to give all the credit to Alana, who is just running a team great efforts, and connecting the dots amongst all our programs. And, so kudos to her.
I sure appreciate everything you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
You
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update.
Our next, under new business, is Madam Auditor, Congressional School Loan Report.
This is the annual report of the Board of Commissioners of Howard County to the Secretary of Education for the year ending April 30th, 2025, and the Common School Fund. It is $22,477.77.
We'll mark this as received. Thank you very much.
I also have one more. I have a renewal of the contract for Baker Tilly that needs to be signed today. This is for our financial services through budgets and for our,
Well, we need Baker and Tilly.
we need Baker Tilly.
Let's see. Does
Here's the second one, sorry.
That's right.
Two different
this
places.
take, this just takes one signature?
There's, look at the very last page. I
Looks like
can't-
there's only place for one signature.
Name, title, and date, yep.
Yep, And Alan has
you
reviewed.
this?
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right, so gentlemen, I would request a motion to allow me to sign this on behalf of the Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
and the second one.
Okay. Just for everybody's knowledge, Baker and Till is a financial organization that is helping the county. So, okay, anything else, Madam Auditor?
Nope.
Okay. That takes us to claims and reports. Salary claims.
$1,154,559.25.
Motion approved is presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those are approved. Payroll expense,
$1,154,559.25.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. Operating claims,
$1,145,988.83.
You approve as presented?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those are approved. Any claims to ratify?
None.
Any monthly reports?
I have the county treasurer's monthly report, month ending 3/31 of 2025.
We'll mark that as accepted. Any grants?
None.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Mr. Wilson,
I don't have anything to present this evening.
Mr. Lipinski,
Yes, Mr. Dodd, President Dodd, I would move that the Howard County Commissioners put a temporary halt on all industrial and commercial projects. As a matter of fact, I'll just read what I would like to say. Howard County, like all taxing units in Indiana, are extremely concerned with the effects that Senate Bill 1 will have on county operations and finances both now and the future. We have consulted for several weeks now with the county's financial advisors at Baker and Tilly and other experts as to what the impact will be felt by Howard County and its taxpayers from this bill. Despite the county's due diligence, the impact is still uncertain, and there are many unknowns. We have yet to receive a definite answer on the bill's impact.
anything you want to add?
No, but like I said, we've been working hard on this. We've been trying to figure this thing out, and we just don't know at this point. Until he's helping us out, but we take a breath and put on hold.
There's been a lot of discussion about Senate Bill 1, and quite honestly, we don't know yet what the impact, the fiscal impacts will be. That's why that contract with Baker Tilly is so important, to help us understand. Not knowing what the impact is going to be, this move is prudent, I guess is the best word, until we get a better understanding. We hear from one group, we hear from the state, we hear from others, we read, and everything is different. So with that being said, it was just felt that this is a prudent move on our part in interest of all Howard County residents until we get a better understanding that we are putting this pause on, and we're calling it a pause. This is an official action. We're not taking a motion or we're not voting on it. This is just the commissioners putting a pause. So hopefully we're going to get more information coming in on the fiscal impact that this has and what actions that we as county officials need to take. So we'll see where this goes. So I personally support this. And with that being said, and not hearing anyone say they don't, so we're asking this pause be put on. Mr. Wilson, anything else we need to
I
add to
think
that?
I think you've said it well. I don't think the commissioners really have a choice. There are many important decisions that have to be made, but you don't have the information right now to make them.
And again, this is being done in the interest of our Howard County constituents and until we get more information.
Question?
Wait until we get to public comment.
Okay, well, this was on this, so that's why.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So anything else, Mr. Lipinski? Mr. Bray?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as far as me, I want to reiterate what Mr. Lipinski said in the prayer about Jerry Paul. A very, as a veteran, I appreciate everything he's done for our veterans. Jerry and I didn't always see eye to eye on everything, but he was always outspoken in support of our veterans. And he mattered to this community and to this county. And he will be missed. I will miss my arguments with Jerry because he was very outspoken. So, and I will miss Jerry. He did well. And something I said the other day is, Jerry, your mission is done. We will carry it from here, and we will. So rest in peace, Jerry. Okay, we will now open this up to public comments. Please come to the podium, state your name and address for us.
Lee Oliver, 5768 West, 00 North South. My question was, you talked about putting on hold, and what, it said commercial, and what else I didn't hear?
Large commercial and industrial, I
Industrial.
think you said. Outside.
What impact does this have on funding the new jail?
Well, the jail is an internal project.
Okay,
Okay, it's not commercial and it's not industrial.
okay, but it's still affecting taxpayer money.
It
So,
does impact taxpayers' money, but remember this, we also have a court order.
oh, I understand that,
It
yeah,
has
I
to move
understand that.
forward, so.
I was just curious on how the impact on that would be.
The other thing is that we won't break ground on the jail until next spring.
Yeah,
So
but I assume talks are in play as to funding. I know there was something,
we're still trying to figure that out.
that was kind of my words, off the wall, that's in the statute of how to fund it through putting monies on somebody else. I can't remember exactly on that
Well,
one.
what they're saying, and then again, I don't
Yeah.
understand this, so I don't want to commit to anything. And, our council's working very hard to figure that out.
Okay.
But, they're saying that you got the lit tax, you can raise the lit tax, and we've got all this changes coming. Then we also got to pay for the jail. So it's kind of a double whammy.
Any extra people and supporting the old jail and extra people there,
And,
so.
and we might pass the hat, I don't know, at every commissioners meeting, I don't know. There you go, there's a start.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Lee.
So are there other public comments that would like to be made and address the commissioners? Going once, going twice? Okay, well, thank you all for coming and thank you all for
Move to adjourn.
participating. We very much appreciate it. So with that,
Move to adjourn.
I'm sorry,
Move to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a second. We stand in adjournment.